The mafia boss's baby wouldn't stop crying on the plane until a single mother did the unbelievable. The screams tore through the first-class cabin like razor blades against glass, relentless, desperate, primal. Every passenger within earshot tensed, their faces contorting with barely concealed irritation. Some shifted in their leather seats, others pressed noise-canceling headphones tighter against their ears. But not one person dared complain, not when they saw the man holding the child. Marcus Stone sat rigid as carved marble, his jaw locked so tight you could hear his teeth grinding. The $1,000 suit that usually made him look like a dark god now felt like a straitjacket. His coal-black eyes that had stared down senators and sent hardened criminals running, held something foreign, something that didn't belong in the face of the most feared man in North America. Pure, unfiltered panic. The baby in his massive arms looked impossibly small, fragile as spun glass. Tiny fists flailed against his broad chest. 2 months old. 2 months since Marcus Stone had watched his wife bleed out on an operating table, her last breath whispering their son's name. 2 months since he'd become the one thing he never thought possible. Helpless. 3 rows ahead, Elena Rivera feels her body respond before her mind could catch up. Marcus Stone, ruthless head of the Stone crime family, controlling territory from Boston through New York to Vancouver, sits in first class, holding his 2-month-old son, Liam. The baby has been screaming for 40 minutes. Marcus, who has stared down senators, ordered hits, and built a criminal empire, is completely helpless. His wife Charlotte died in childbirth, hemorrhaging on the operating table. Liam has been refusing bottles for days, losing dangerous amounts of weight. Doctors want to hospitalize him for a feeding tube. Marcus's bodyguards watch nervously, knowing their boss is unraveling. 3 rows ahead, Elena Rivera hears the desperate cries and feels her breasts ache with sympathetic letdown. She's a pediatric nurse from Chicago who hasn't worked since her 6-month-old daughter Sophie died of SIDS 6 months ago. Her body still produces milk despite having no baby to feed. She's been attending a grief counseling conference in New York, trying to piece together a life that feels permanently shattered. The crying intensifies. Alana recognizes that particular sound. Hunger, desperation, an infant looking for something primal. Her hands shake as she unbuckles her seatbelt. The flight attendant notices her distress, and Alana hears herself say, "I'm a nurse. Maybe I can help." She approaches Marcus's seat and sees him immediately. 6'3" of coiled danger in a Tom Ford suit, black hair swept back from a face carved from granite, dark eyes that could strip flesh from bone. Tattoos peek from beneath his cuffs, not random ink, but the deliberate markings of the criminal underworld. Every instinct screams danger, but the baby in his arms looks so small, so desperately hungry. Some babies won't take artificial nipples, especially if they were breastfed initially. Was his mother? She died 8 weeks ago, giving birth to him. Elena's eyes fill with tears, her grief recognizing his. Then he's looking for something familiar, something he associates with comfort and safety. Their eyes lock. Elena sees the moment he understands what she's implying. Her jaw tightens, and she thinks she might refuse. But then Liam lets out another desperate wail, and something in this untouchable man crumbles. "Are you offering what I think you're offering?" Elena's cheeks flush. "I lost my daughter 6 months ago. My body hasn't stopped producing. If you would allow me." The silence is deafening. Then Marcus stands with fluid grace. The restroom. It's more private. Elena's hands shake as Marcus hands him his son. "What's his name?" "Liam, after my grandfather." The name comes out like a prayer and a curse. Elena cradles Liam carefully, and the baby immediately begins rooting against her chest, instinct taking over. Inside the small lavatory, Elena unbuttons her blouse with practiced efficiency. When Liam latches on, she feels the familiar pull and release, and tears stream down her face. He's not Sophie. He'll never be Sophie. But he's a child who needs her, and her body is desperate to provide what it was designed for. "It's okay, little one," she whispers, stroking his dark hair. Outside, Marcus Stone stands with fists clenched, his bodyguard wisely maintaining distance. He's just handed his son to a complete stranger. He who trusts no one, who verifies backgrounds of everyone within 10 feet of Liam, has given his child to a woman whose last name he doesn't know. But something about her reached through his armor, the grief in her eyes that matched his own, the courage it took to offer such an intimate kindness. 15 minutes later, Elena emerges with Liam sleeping peacefully against her chest. Marcus stares at his son, truly peaceful for the first time since Charlotte's death, and feels something shift in his chest. "He ate well," Elena said softly. "He'll probably sleep for a few hours." Marcus's hand shoots out, wrapping around her wrist with surprising gentleness. "Your name?" "Elena. Elena Rivera." Marcus Stone. He takes Liam from her arms, the baby barely stirring. "I owe you a debt." "You don't owe me anything." "In my world, everything comes with a price." His eyes fix on her with frightening intensity. "What you just did, feeding my son, giving him peace, that's not something I can walk away from." Something in his tone makes Elena's heart race. "I should get back to my seat." "Wait." The word was command, not request. He pulls a business card from his suit. "Call me when we land. I want to properly thank you." Elena takes it reflexively. "That's not necessary." "It is to me." His voice has gone soft, dangerous. "You gave my son something precious. The least I can do is buy you dinner." Elena should say no. Everything about this man screams danger. But there's something in his expression when he looks at his son, a vulnerability that calls to her own broken heart. "Okay, just dinner." A ghost of a smile touches Marcus's lips. Just dinner. But as Elena returns to her seat, she doesn't notice Marcus's bodyguards already pulling her background information, doesn't see the calculating look in his eyes. In his world, the world of organized crime where tradition runs deeper than blood, what just happened isn't simple. In the old ways his grandfather taught him, a woman who nurses a Don's child becomes bound to that family, becomes sacred, becomes his. Marcus hadn't believed in the old ways, but holding Liam truly at peace for the first time, he feels the weight of those ancient rules settling over him. Elena Rivera doesn't know it yet, but the moment she offered to feed his son, she stepped into his world. And in his world, some bonds can't be broken. The black SUV that picks up Elena isn't what she expected. The driver is massive, with cold eyes and an earpiece. The vehicle's windows are tinted so dark she can't see out, and the locks engage with an ominous click. "Where are we going?" "Mr. Stone's estate, ma'am. He thought you'd be more comfortable with a private dinner, given the baby." Not Marcus, not Mr. Stone, Mr. Stone, said with deference that borders on fear. They drive from Toronto into a suburb of massive estates hidden behind stone walls. When they finally turn through iron gates guarded by armed men, Elena's stomach drops. The mansion is sprawling, looking like something from a crime movie. A woman in her 60s greets her. Teresa, the house manager. Mr. Stone is waiting in the nursery. Before Elena can process being led to a nursery instead of a dining room, she hears it. Liam's cries, not as desperate as on the plane, but distressed. Teresa opens the door to reveal an opulent nursery decorated in soft blues and grays. Marcus stands by the window, Liam wailing in his arms, his expression tight with frustration. He's shed his jacket, sleeves rolled up, revealing extensive tattoos. Family crests, symbols Elena recognizes from crime documentaries. "Elena," his voice is rough with relief. "Thank God, he's been asking for you." "Asking for me?" Elena's voice rises. "Marcus, what is this? Who are you really?" Something flickers in his dark eyes. He gestures to Teresa, who slips out silently. I think you already know, he says quietly, still rocking Liam. You're with the Mafia. I am the Mafia. At least, I'm the head of the Stone family. We control operations from Boston to Vancouver, shipping, construction, waste management. Some legitimate, some less so. Elena backs toward the door. I need to leave. Liam needs you. Dominic's voice cracks. Look at him, Elena, really look. Against her better judgment, she does. The baby is thinner than on the plane. Dark circles shadow his tiny eyes. His cries have a weak quality that makes her nurse's instincts scream. What happened? He looked fine 2 days ago. He won't eat. Not the bottle, not anything. He took one bottle the night we landed, and since then he's refused everything. The pediatrician wants to hospitalize him, put in a feeding tube. His voice breaks. I can't do that to him. He's already lost his mother. Sarah reaches for Liam instinctively, and the moment the baby is in her arms, his cries diminish. He turns his face against her chest, rooting desperately. Oh, sweetheart, you're so hungry. I know this isn't fair, Marcus says urgently. I know I have no right to ask, but when I saw how he responded to you on the plane, Elena, I haven't seen my son peaceful since the day he was born, not once. Elena looks from the suffering baby to the desperate father. This is insane. I'll pay you whatever you want, a salary, a house, anything. Just help him, please. The please does it. This man, who clearly isn't used to asking for anything, is begging. Can you give us privacy? Marcus nods and moves toward the door. Elena's voice stops him. Wait, I need to know something first. She meets his eyes directly. On the plane, you said I stepped into your world, that what I did created some kind of debt. What did you mean? Marcus's jaw ticks. He's silent so long she thinks he won't answer. My grandfather was born in Sicily. He brought the old ways with him. One of those traditions is about who feeds a Don's child. He pauses. When a woman nurses a child that isn't biologically hers, especially the child of a Don, she becomes bound to that family. She becomes sacred. In the oldest traditions, she becomes the child's mother. And in our world, a Don's child can only have one mother, his wife. The silence is deafening. You can't be serious. I don't expect you to marry me, Marcus says quickly. But in my world, what you did means something. It means you're under my family's protection now. It means other families will see you as connected to us. And it means, he struggles with the words, it means I can't let you walk away. Can't let me? Elena's voice rises. You don't own me. The moment word gets out that you nursed my son, and it will, you'll become a target. Rival families will see you as a way to get to me. You'll need protection, my protection. Then I won't do it again. I'll help him today and then leave. Teresa already knows. My driver knows. My security team knows. He steps closer. By tomorrow, every family from here to Chicago will know. That's how fast information travels. Then tell them I'm just an employee. It doesn't work like that. The symbolism matters. The act itself matters. Frustration colors his tone. You gave my son something intimate. In the eyes of the old families, that makes you precious. That makes you mine to protect. I'm not yours. But Liam lets out a desperate cry, and Elena feels her body respond. Milk letting down despite her emotional state. Marcus sees her wince. He needs you, and like it or not, you need me now too, because I promise you, Elena Rivera, the moment other families find out, your life will never be the same. Elena looks at the suffering infant, then at the dangerous man. 1 week, she hears herself say. I'll stay 1 week, help get him established on a bottle, but then I'm gone. And I want it in writing, a contract that says I'm free to leave with no retaliation. Done. I'll have my lawyer draw it up within an hour. Elena nods, not trusting herself to speak. She settles into the rocking chair. Privacy, she repeats. This time Marcus leaves without argument. Elena is given a bedroom suite adjacent to the nursery. The rooms are beautiful, creams and golds, with a bathroom featuring a tub large enough to swim in. Everything screams luxury and captivity. She spends most of her time with Liam, feeding him every 3 hours, watching him slowly regain healthy color. Marcus is present for almost every feeding, sitting in the corner like a silent guardian, watching his son nurse with an expression that twists Elena's heart. He's gaining weight. On the 4th evening, after Liam falls asleep, Marcus finally speaks. He's gaining weight. Yes, another few days and we can try transitioning to expressed milk in bottles. Good, but his tone doesn't sound pleased. What's wrong? We need to talk about the situation. He moves to close the door. Word got out. 3 families have already reached out, making inquiries. Inquiries? Polite ways of asking if I've claimed you formally, if you're under my protection as just an employee or as something more. And what did you tell them? That you're mine. The words are rough, possessive. Elena should be angry, should rail against being called his, but something about the fierce protectiveness makes her feel safe instead of trapped. So, I'm a prisoner. You're protected. He moves closer. There's a difference. You can leave. I signed the contract, but if you leave, I can't guarantee your safety. The Moretti family has already made noises about wanting to meet the woman nursing the stone heir. Why? Because you're valuable. In the old ways, the woman who nurses a Don's child holds almost as much power as the Don himself. She's sacred, protected, and... He hesitates. And what? If something happened to me, you and Liam would be logical successors to control the family. That makes you dangerous to my rivals and valuable to my allies. Elena arches her arms around Liam. This is insane. This is my world. I'm sorry you got pulled into it. His voice softens. But Elena, I'm not sorry you're here. The confession hangs between them, charged and dangerous. Marcus, he cups her cheek gently. Let me finish. His thumb strokes her cheekbone. These past 4 days, watching you with my son, seeing him peaceful because of you, you gave us both something I thought was lost, a chance at normal, at family. I'm not your family. You are family. His thumb strokes her cheekbone. The moment you fed Liam, you became family. Maybe not legally, maybe not in the modern sense, but in the ways that matter to me, to my son, you're already ours. Elena knows she should pull away, should remind him about the 3 days left. But she's leaning into his touch like a flower towards sunlight. This can't happen, she whispers. Why not? His voice is low, intimate. Because you're dangerous, because your world is violent, and I've already lost... Her voice breaks. I can't lose anyone else. I know about Sophie. He says it without apology. I had you investigated. I know about your daughter, the SIDS diagnosis, the grief counseling, everything. Elena should be furious. Instead, she feels relieved he knows her plight. Then you understand why this can't be more than temporary. I know loss too. I watched Charlotte die bringing Liam into the world. Pain flashes across his face. But Elena, don't write us off because you're scared. These past days, I've watched you be brave enough to feed a stranger's child, brave enough to walk into my world. Don't tell me you're too scared to try. Try what? This. And then he's kissing her.
It's gentle at first,
asking permission. Elena freezes for a half heartbeat, Liam still sleeping in her arms. Every rational thought screaming, this is wrong. But then Marcus's hand slides into her hair, and she melts into the kiss, like coming home. When they break apart, both breathing hard, Marcus rests his forehead against hers. "Stay," he whispers. "Not for a week. Stay." "I can't." "You can. Marco needs you. I need you. And unless I'm completely wrong, you need us too." "I'm scared." "So am I." He kisses her forehead. "But I'm more scared of letting you walk away." Before Elena can respond, Liam stirs. She automatically begins rocking him. "Let me put him down," she says softly. Together they move to the crib. As she lays Liam down, Marcus adjusts the blanket with the careful movements of a father who's been doing this alone for months. When he straightens, Elena is right there. The nursery lights are dimmed. Liam's breathing is the only sound. "I should go to my room," Elena says, but doesn't move. "You should," Marcus agrees, also not moving. But when his hand finds the small of her back, pulling her closer, Elena doesn't resist. When he kisses her again, deeper this time, with the hunger of a man who's been holding back for days, she kisses him back with equal fervor. They stumble away from the crib until Elena's back hits the wall. Marcus presses against her, all hard muscle and controlled power. "Tell me to stop," he murmurs against her lips. "I should, but will you?" Elena looks into his dark eyes, eyes that somehow make her feel safer than she has in months, and makes a decision that will change everything. No. When they finally break apart, both panting, Marcus frames her face with his hands. "3 more days," he says. "Your contract gives you 3 more days. If you still want to leave after that, I won't stop you. I'll honor our agreement." His eyes burn into hers. "But Elena, I'm going to spend those 3 days convincing you to stay, showing you that what we could have is worth the risk. And if I still want to leave?" Pain flickers across his features. "Then I'll let you go. I'll make sure you're protected, set up somewhere safe, but I'll let you go." Elena searches his face for lies, finds only honesty and vulnerability. "Okay," she whispers. 3 days. Something fierce flashes in Marcus's eyes. 3 days. He kisses her once more, soft and reverent, before forcing himself to step back. "Get some rest. Liam will be hungry in a few hours." Elena nods and slips from the nursery, her legs shaky, her lips tingling. She's falling for a man who probably has blood on his hands. But God help her, when she's in his arms, none of that seems to matter. Down the hall, Marcus stands watching his son sleep, feeling hope for the first time since Charlotte's death. 3 days to make Elena understand that this thing between them isn't just about Liam needing a mother or ancient traditions. It's about the fact that when he looks at her, he sees his future. He sees his queen. Elena wakes to find a contract termination notice slipped under her door. Not the original contract, a new document. Marcus has released her from all obligations effective immediately. A handwritten note attached. "You're free to leave any time, no strings, but I hope you'll stay. M." Her heart pounds as she reads it. He's given her complete freedom, proven she's not a prisoner, which somehow makes her want to stay even more. That morning, Marcus takes her and Liam on a walk through the estate grounds. It's the first time she's been outside since arriving. The gardens are beautiful. Roses, fountains, perfectly manicured lawns that stretch toward distant woods. "My grandfather planted these roses," Marcus says, Liam content in a carrier against his chest. "He said beauty was important, that we needed something pure to balance the darkness. Do you believe that?" "I'm starting to."
He looks at her with such intensity she has to look away. You and Liam, you're the pure thing balancing my darkness. They walk in comfortable silence until they reach a small cemetery at the edge of the property, a family plot with elaborate headstones. Marcus stops in front of one. Charlotte Stone, beloved wife and mother, died bringing life into the world. I come here every week, he says quietly. Tell her about Liam, about how he's growing. I promised I'd take care of him. Elena's eyes fill with tears. She'd be proud of you. Would she? His voice is raw. I've brought him into this violent world, put him in danger just by being his father. You love him. You're doing everything you can to protect him. That's what matters. Marcus turns to her. I never thought I'd feel this way again. After Charlotte died, I thought that part of me died too, but then you walked into our lives and... Elena, you make me want to be better, want to give Liam a life without this darkness. Marcus, I know, it's too fast, too much, but I need you to know these feelings aren't about tradition or obligation. They're real. Before Elena can respond, Marcus's phone rings. His expression hardens as he answers. What? A pause. When? His jaw clenches. Lock it down. I'm on my way. He ends the call, his whole demeanor transformed. This is the dawn. Cold, dangerous, lethal. What's wrong? They made their move. Moretti family just bombed my warehouse on the docks. Before Elena can respond, a man bursts through the door. Luca, Marcus's second in command, blood streaking his temple. Boss, it's a distraction. They hit 3 locations simultaneously, and they left a message. He glances at Elena hesitantly. Say it, Marcus commands. They want the woman. They said if you don't hand over the stone wet nurse by midnight, they'll level every property you own. The room spins around Elena. This is her fault. Give me to them, she hears herself say. If it stops the war... No. Marcus's voice is absolute. He hands Liam to Teresa, who's appeared silently. Take him to the safe room, now. Then he's in front of Elena, hands gripping her shoulders. Listen to me very carefully. You are under my protection. That means I would burn this entire city to the ground before I let anyone take you. Do you understand? I know. Elena bolts upright in bed, heart hammering. That wasn't thunder. That was... Another explosion, closer this time. Windows rattle throughout the mansion. She runs barefoot to the nursery, finding Marcus already there, Liam clutched protectively against his chest. He's in tactical gear, black cargo pants, fitted shirt, shoulder holster. This is Marcus the soldier, not Marcus the father. What's happening? He made their move. Moretti family just bombed my warehouse on the docks. Before Elena can respond, a man bursts through the door. Luca, Marcus's second in command, blood streaking his temple. Boss, it's a distraction. They hit 3 locations simultaneously, and they left a message. He glances at Elena hesitantly. Say it, Marcus commands. They want the woman. They said if you don't hand over the stone wet nose by midnight, they'll level every property you own. The room spins around Elena. This is her fault. Give me to them, she hears herself say. If it stops the war... No. Marcus's voice is absolute. He hands Liam to Teresa, who's appeared silently. Take him to the safe room, now. Then he's in front of Elena, hands gripping her shoulders. Listen to me very carefully. You are under my protection. That means I would burn this entire city to the ground before I let anyone take you. Do you understand? Elena sees it then, the monster everyone fears. His eyes have gone black and cold, his whole body radiating lethal intent. But his hands on her shoulders remain gentle. They'll kill you, she whispers. They'll try. A dangerous smile curves his lips. They'll fail. But Elena, I need you to trust me. Can you do that? Looking into his eyes, seeing the fierce protectiveness there, she finds herself nodding. Good. He pulls her close, pressing a hard kiss to her forehead. Luca will take you to the safe room with Liam. Stay there until I come for you. Don't open the door for anyone else. Marcus, I'll come back. He cups her face, forcing her to meet his eyes. I promise you, Elena Rivera, I will come back. We have 3 days left, remember? I'm not done convincing you to stay. Then he's gone, barking orders into his phone. The safe room is deep in the mansion's basement, accessed through a hidden door in the wine cellar. It's surprisingly comfortable. A full apartment with bedrooms, kitchen, supplies to last weeks. Teresa is already there with Liam, who's miraculously still sleeping. How long will we be here? Elena asks, as Luca secures the heavy door. Whatever it takes. Teresa's face is grim. Mr. Stone won't rest until every threat is eliminated. Hours crawl by. Elena feeds Liam when he wakes, her body going through familiar motions while her mind screams with worry. What's happening up there? Is Marcus safe? How many people are dying because of her? When Liam goes back to sleep, Elena paces like a caged animal. You love him, Teresa says quietly. Not a question. I barely know him. That doesn't answer my question. Elena stops pacing. How can I love someone whose world is so violent? My husband worked for Mr. Stone's father, 30 years in this life. It took him in the end, a rival's bullet. But those 30 years were full of love, loyalty, family. Yes, there was darkness. There's always darkness. But there was light, too. Does the light make up for the darkness? That's for you to decide, Miss Rivera. But I'll tell you this. I've worked for the Stone family for 40 years. I've seen 3 dawns, and I've never seen one look at a woman the way Marcus looks at you, like you're his salvation. Before Elena can respond, the lights flicker. Once, twice. Then the backup generator kicks in, bathing everything in emergency lighting. What does that mean? Teresa's face has gone pale. It means someone cut the main power. It means they're here. Gunfire erupts from above, muffled but unmistakable. Elena runs to Liam's portable crib, scooping him up protectively. The baby wakes with a startled cry. Then the lights go out completely. In the darkness, Elena hears Teresa move closer, hears the distinctive sound of a gun being cocked. Stay behind me, Teresa commands, all warmth replaced with cold efficiency. More gunfire, shouting, the sounds of combat filtering through reinforced walls. Elena clutches Liam tighter, whispering reassurances to the infant. Then the safe room door shakes with impact, once, twice. Someone's trying to break through. Teresa! They can't get through. It's reinforced steel. But Elena hears the uncertainty beneath the confidence. The explosion rocks the room, smaller than the warehouse blast, but devastating. Smoke pours through a crack in the door. Run! Teresa shoves Elena towards the back. There's an emergency exit behind the bookshelf. Take Liam and run. What about you? I'll slow them down. Teresa raises her gun, expression resolute. Go, Miss Rivera. Mr. Stone is counting on you to keep his son safe. Elena runs, Liam screaming in her arms, fumbling for the hidden latch. The bookshelf swings open, revealing a narrow tunnel lit by battery-powered lights. Behind her, the safe room door gives way. Teresa's gunfire, once, twice, 3 times. A man's voice shouts in Italian. Then Elena is in the tunnel, running blindly, not knowing if she's running into safety or into the arms of the enemy. Not knowing if Marcus is alive or dead. Not knowing if she'll ever get the chance to tell him that yes, God help her, she does love him. Elena wakes in a room that reeks of old money and older sins. Her head ponds from whatever they used to knock her out, but her first thought is Liam. She bolts upright to find the baby sleeping peacefully in an antique bassinet beside the ornate bed where she's been placed. Relief floods through her. They hadn't hurt him. Awake finally.
The voice comes from the shadows. The older man from the woods steps into the light. Early 70s, cold eyes, expensive suit. I am Vincent Moretti, and you, my dear, are worth your weight in gold. Where are we? My estate, about 50 miles from the stone mansion, or what's left of it. His smile is cruel. Don't worry, your beloved Don is alive, for now. I made sure word reached him about where to find you. You want him to come? Of course. Marcus Stone destroyed my family 10 years ago, killed my sons, took my territory, left me with nothing but scraps. And now he cares about something. Finally, after a decade of being untouchable, he has a weakness. 2 weaknesses, actually. He moves closer, and Elena presses back against the headboard. You and his precious heir, the sacred wet nurse and the son who bears the stone name. Tell me, does he love you? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't play stupid. Vincent's hand shoots out, gripping her chin painfully. I've seen the reports, the way he looks at you, the way he's protected you. Marcus Stone hasn't cared about anything since his wife died, but he cares about you, and that is going to destroy him.
He releases her, smoothing his suit. He'll come for you tonight. I've made sure of it. And when he does, when he walks through those doors willing to trade everything for your safety, I'll take it all. His empire, his power, his life, everything. He'll kill you, Elena says, trying to sound brave. Perhaps. But first, he'll have to watch me hurt what he loves, and that will be worth dying for. The hours that follow are torture. Elena stays close to Liam, feeding him when he cries, changing him with supplies Vincent's people have provided. They want the baby healthy, want him as leverage. As dusk falls, Vincent returns. He's here, earlier than expected, actually. Your Don must be quite motivated. He hauls Elena to her feet, Marcos clutched in her arms, and drags her to a large study. He positions her near the window, where she can see the grounds below. Her heart stops. Marcus stands alone in the center of the courtyard, illuminated by floodlights. No bodyguards visible, no weapons. Hands raised in surrender. But even from this distance, Elena can see the coiled violence in his stance, the barely leashed fury. "Marchetti!" His voice carries clearly. "I'm here! Let them go!" Vincent laughs, pushing Elena closer to the window so Marcus can see her. The moment their eyes meet across the distance, Elena sees Marcus's mask crack. Raw emotion floods his face. Relief, fear, love. "Your empire for the woman and child," Vincent calls down. "Sign over everything. Territory, businesses, operations. Make me Don of the Stone family, and I'll let them live. Done." Marcus doesn't hesitate. "I'll sign whatever you want. Just don't hurt them." Elena's eyes widen. He's giving up everything. "Touching," Vincent sneers. "But I think we both know I can't let you live, Stone. You just rebuild. Come after me. No, you have to die. But first, you'll watch me hurt what you love, and that will be worth dying for." Everything happens in slow motion. Elena sees Marcus move, impossibly fast for someone supposedly unarmed. His hand goes to his ankle, comes up with a weapon. At the same moment, Elena does the only thing she can. She bites down hard on Vincent's wrist, making him jerk the gun away from her head. The shot goes wide, glass shatters. Then the world explodes into chaos. Doors burst open, Marcus's men pour in. They'd been there all along, hidden, waiting. But Marcus himself is already inside, moving like death incarnate. Elena has never seen anything so terrifying or so beautiful. Vincent grabs for her again, but Elena swings the bassinet at his knee, Liam still in her arms, thank God, and the old man stumbles. It's all the opening Marcus needs. "You touched what's mine," Marcus snarls. The fight is brutal but brief. Vincent is old, past his prime. Marcus is in his prime and fueled by fury. When it's over, Vincent is on his knees, bleeding, defeated. "Kill me," he spat. "End it!" Marcus levels his gun at the old man's head. Elena sees his finger tighten on the trigger, sees the cold calculation in his eyes. This is the monster, the killer, the Don who built his empire on violence. "Marcus!" Elena's voice cuts through the haze. "Don't!" He looks at her, and she sees him warring with himself, darkness battling with the man she's come to know. "He tried to kill you," Marcus growls. "He put his hands on you, on my son." "I know." Elena walks closer, Liam sleeping against her chest. "But if you kill him like this, in cold blood while I watch, you'll lose yourself. And I need you. Liam needs you. Not the Don, not the monster. We need the man." The silence stretches. Then Marcus lowers his gun. "Take him," he orders his men. "Turn him over to the families. Let them decide his fate for breaking the old laws." As Vincent is dragged away, screaming threats, Marcus turns to Elena. For a moment, they just stare at each other. Then he crosses the distance in 2 strides, pulling her and Liam into his arms. "I thought I'd lost you," he whispers in her hair. "When I saw the safe room breached, when I couldn't find you, Elena, I thought I'd lost you both. You found us." She pulls back to look at his face. "You gave up everything to save us." "I'd give up everything 1,000 times over." He cups her face with shaking hands. "None of it matters without you. The empire, the power, the name, it all means nothing if you're not here." "The families won't accept that. You can't just walk away from being a Don." "Watch me." His eyes blaze with determination. "I'm done with this life, Elena. Done with violence and death and darkness. You made me want something more. Made me remember there's light in the world. But the Stone family has a successor waiting. My cousin Luke has been angling for the position for years. He can have it. I'm taking my son and the woman I love, and I'm walking away." "The woman you love? Did you think I'd give up my empire for just anyone?" He kisses her softly. "I love you, Elena Rivera. I loved you when you offered to feed my son. Loved you when you stood in my world and refused to break. Love you now, standing here covered in glass and dust, still protecting my child." Tears stream down Elena's face. "This is crazy." "Probably. You've known me a week." "Best week of my life." "Your world almost got us killed." "I'm leaving that world. For you. For Liam." He kisses her again, deeper. "Say you'll stay. Not for 3 days. Forever. Be my wife, Elena. Not because of traditions or sacred bonds, but because I love you. And I think, I hope, you might love me too." "I do love you," she whispers. "God help me, I do." "Then say yes." "Yes." The mansion is being rebuilt. Marcus walks through the damaged East Wing with contractors, but his mind is elsewhere, on the woman and baby waiting in the temporary quarters they've set up in the West Wing. Luca approaches with a folder. "The families have responded to your request." He takes it, scanning the documents. His jaw tightens. "They're not making it easy." "Did you expect them to?" Luca asks. "You're proposing something unprecedented. Walking away from a position like yours is my choice." Marcus' voices steel. "Elena and Liam are my priority now, not the family business." The council is calling for a formal meeting. They want assurances about the transition of power. "Fine, set it up, but make it clear. This is not negotiable. I'm out." Later that evening, Marcus finds Elena in the nursery singing softly to Liam. The scene is so perfectly domestic, so far from the violence of 3 days ago, that his chest tightens. She looks up, sensing him. "How did it go?" "The families want a formal meeting. They're not happy about me walking away, but they'll accept it if I can prove the transition to Luke is stable." Elena's face falls. "What if they don't accept it? What if they force you to stay?" Marcus crosses to her, kneeling beside the rocking chair. "They won't. I won't let them. Elena, I meant what I said. You and Liam are my life now. The rest is just details." "But you're giving up so much." "I'm giving up nothing that matters." He takes her hand. "This family empire built on blood. His father before him. 3 generations of violence and death. I won't make it 4. Liam deserves better. We deserve better. Where will we go?"
I've been thinking about that. He smiles slightly. There's a place in British Columbia, a ranch on 50 acres. Mountains, forests, middle of nowhere. I bought it years ago as a safe house, but we could make it a home. A real home, far from all this. Elena's eyes fill with tears. That sounds perfect. Then it's settled. He kisses her gently. Give me 2 weeks to finalize the transition, and then we leave. Start over. Just the 3 of us. 4, Elena says softly. Marcus pulls back, confused. 4? Elena takes his hand and places it on her stomach. I'm pregnant, Marcus. About 4 weeks along. The expression on his face, pure joy mixed with wonder, makes Elena's heart soar. Are you sure? I took 3 tests this morning. I wanted to be certain before I told you. Marcus pulls her into his arms, careful of Liam sleeping between them, and buries his face in her hair. Another chance, another life to protect and love. Elena, you've given me everything. You gave me everything too. You and Liam, you saved me when I thought I couldn't be saved. They stay like that, wrapped in each other, until Liam stirs with a small whimper. Elena automatically begins to nurse him, and Marcus watches with an expression of such love and contentment that she has to blink back tears. This is her family now, her impossible, beautiful, miraculous family, and she's never letting go. Elena stands in a small church in a town so remote it doesn't appear on most maps, wearing a simple white dress. Liam, now chubby and healthy, babbles happily in Teresa's arms in the front pew. Nervous? Marcus asks, looking devastating in a dark suit, his hand warm in hers. Terrified, Elena admits, but in a good way. The wedding is small, just Teresa, Luca, and a handful of others who followed Marcus into his new life. Elena's parents are there too, cautiously accepting of their daughter's whirlwind romance with the reformed businessman who swept her off her feet. They don't know the whole truth, don't need to. The vows are simple. No mention of dons or empires or sacred traditions. Just 2 people promising to love each other through whatever comes next. When Marcus kisses her, Elena feels complete for the first time since losing Sophie. The reception is held at their new home, a beautiful ranch house on 50 acres of wilderness, surrounded by mountains and forests. As they dance under string lights, Liam sleeping peacefully inside, Elena marvels at how much has changed. Any regrets? She asks against Marcus's chest. Not one. He pulls back to look at her. Though I should warn you, Luca got a call today. Elena's stomach drops. The family's found us? Nothing threatening, just checking in, making sure we're really out. And are we? We are. He kisses her forehead. I made my position clear. The Stone family belongs to Luke now. And if anyone has a problem with that, they can take it up with the council, who officially sanctioned my retirement. Because of me, Elena understands. Because you saved Liam when no one else could. Because you proved that love is stronger than power. Marcus smiles. The old families respect that. They won't touch us. As if on cue, headlights appear at the end of their long driveway. Elena tenses, but Marcus squeezes her hand reassuringly. A single car pulls up. A man in his 60s steps out, well-dressed, carrying himself with authority. Don Calabrese, Marcus greets him with careful respect. This is unexpected. Relax, Stone. He smiles warmly. "I come as a friend, not a threat. The families wanted someone to deliver this officially." He hands Marcus an envelope sealed with wax. Marcus opens it, Elena reading over his shoulder. It's a formal document releasing Marcus from all obligations to the Stone family and the wider organization. "Thank you," Marcus says quietly. "Don't thank me. Thank your wife." Don Calabrese nods to Elena. "What she did for your son, that kind of love, that kind of sacrifice, reminded us all why we have these traditions, why we protect women and children above all else. She earned your freedom, Stone, both of yours." He tips his hat and leaves as quickly as he had arrived. Elena and Marcus stand in the driveway long after the taillights disappear, the document still clutched in his hand. "It's really over," Elena whispers. "It's really over." He pulls her close. New life, new beginning, just us and Liam. "And baby," Elena says, taking his hand and placing it on her growing belly. Marcus's eyes widen with renewed wonder. Even 6 months later, the reality of their second child still overwhelms him. "Boy or girl?" he asks. "Won't know another month. Does it matter?" "Not in the least." He kisses her softly. "As long as they're healthy. As long as you're safe." They stand in the Canadian darkness, stars brilliant overhead, with their past behind them and their future stretching ahead, bright and full of possibility. Inside, Liam lets out a small cry. They break apart with matching smiles. Parents now, partners, lovers, friends. "He's hungry," Elena says. "Then let's go feed our son. Together, the way it should be." As they walk inside, Elena looks back once at the driveway where the dawn delivered their freedom, at the dark trees beyond that hide nothing more dangerous than wildlife, at the stars that witness their happy ending. She had walked into a storm 6 months ago on that airplane. She had found the most dangerous man in North America and fed her child. And somehow, impossibly, miraculously, she had found her home. Not in a place, but in a person. In a man who had given up an empire for love. In a baby who needed her as much as she had needed him. In a family built not on blood or tradition, but on choice. Elena Rivera had finally found where she belonged. And she was never letting go.